We'll get our incoming freshmen at the very end of June, and they'll kind of get rolling with us the last couple of days before we take that little 4th of July break, and then they'll come back in. We do make adjustments for them. You know, when it's in the weight room, we have 3 different levels of guys. We have, you know, a very fundamental and foundational group, our level 1 guys, and our level 2 guys, more advanced and make up kind of the other biggest bulk of our program. And then we have about a dozen of our level 3 guys, or top flight guys, oldest guys, strongest guys, that do something that's kind of an entirely different deal. When it comes to the conditioning though, we have to play with it just a little bit. We expect guys to go through at the same tempo and go through the same, you know, positional work that we do, the same field work that we do. But when we understand that the conditioning level is not the same for them coming in. It's one thing, I don't care if they're a high school superstar, their conditioning is not the same coming into college any place, and it's not the same coming into here and being ready to go and go at our tempo, especially when we come to practice. You know, it's kind of a misconception for a lot of people to think over the course of the summer. We really make our money in the summertime, but people think that we're training in the summertime for the season, and we're not. We're training in the summertime because of training camp. Training camp, the rigors of training camp is so difficult that really we're just trying to prepare them to be able to go into camp and get good quality reps. And we understand that the freshmen or the transfers are not going to be the same as the guys that have been up in it for 18 months, and that's fine. But we need them to uphold a standard. We need our returning players to help them uphold the standard. The biggest thing for me, philosophically for me, is to create the best athletic product that I can, or that my staff can, right? I don't necessarily train. When you watch what we do, you know, we don't do positional work necessarily. We do general athletic work, whether we're going over mini hurdles, or we're going over bags, or we're running hoops, or we're doing cone drills, or whatever it is, plyometrics, it doesn't matter. All of the guys on the team do the same stuff. Some guys may get more reps than other guys. You know, we may change the drill around just a little bit, but in general, everybody's doing the same thing. My job is to try and put these guys in as many athletic positions as possible to try to create the most agile, the fastest, the most resilient athlete that I can. And then I give them to the position coaches, and the position coaches go and coach them up. I'm just creating the best athlete that we could possibly have, the most practice-ready or game-ready athlete that we can have, so they can maximize their potential when it comes to their actual skill set. There's a certain level of commitment that it takes in order to play at the level we want to play. And so the idea is to get them to apply themselves the best that they can. Never in a good mood, never feeling sorry for ourselves. And I understand that some guys are going to have a harder time coming into the weight room right after doing all the running, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, there are no excuses in the 4th quarter. There are no excuses going into overtime. Sometimes you play 50 plays, some guys might play 90 plays. It doesn't matter. It simply doesn't matter. The only thing that I care about is great effort and their will to finish, right? The idea is not what do they have to do. The idea is, do they have what it takes to stay the course? That's the entire mind frame that we have to have. And then knowing that, I mean, we do some things. That's the reason we run first before we lift. We make our money on the field, as I said earlier, in the summertime. I need guys that run fast, and I need guys that are sharp, and I need guys that can show speed and endurance. What I don't do is I don't heavy squat my guys before we go out on the field and then try to run them. Now they got rubbery legs and they can't do what they need to do. I try to spend the bulk of my money the best way that I can, so we put them out on the field first, where we can warm them up and we can get the very best movement work out of them before we go into the weight room and try to put some heavy weight on their back or in their hands. At the end of the day, no football game has ever been won by a bench or a squat competition on the 50-yard line, but it will be won by better, more resilient athletes that can show and repeat speed.
Pass that room check, then you don't pass, because it's about attention to detail. Everybody with me?
Yes, sir.
So when these guys go out and they go out into the surf and they're out in the surf for 3.5 hours, they come back, 2 of the DIs, 2 of the instructors.